So they are making Mandalorian and Grogu live-action movie. Some of the other YouTube influencers might quite possibly say in the near future, Disney is in panic! Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome to another video. My dear friends, please do look at the screen. What have we got here? Well, then, it is the Mandalorian and Grogu that will be made into a movie. Now, there is a lot to say about the Mandalorian TV show, is there? If you've been following my channel for quite some time, my dear friends, you know that I have always been a Star Wars fan since I was 3 years old, when I saw the original trilogy for the first time, and then subsequently, when I was 6, I saw The Phantom Menace in cinema. Well, that was my first trip to cinema, actually, with my parents in 1999. I've just dated myself, but that's alright, I don't mind. And so, I grew up watching both the original and the prequel trilogy. So, you know, I have got something to say here. And of course, when Disney purchased Lucasfilm, I was concerned with, you know, the future of Star Wars as much as everybody else, and had faith in the Star Wars stories. Still, when I saw the Force Awakens trailer on the internet for the first time, when there was this scene with Han and Chewie, they entered the deck of Millennium Falcon, and Han said, "Chewie, we're home," and Chewie said, "Rrr," and yeah, it was just everybody expected that, oh yes, we are going to see something akin to the, you know, the expanded universe from the 1990s. When, you know, we were reading about the family of Luke Skywalker and Han and Leia, and, you know, them having kids, and then we were reading about their kids, and one of their kids, you know, falling to the dark side of the Force, and then the Yuzang Vong saga. It was all very fascinating, and I remember talking about it with my friends at secondary school. It was all very wholesome and very awesome. And then we got to know the truth. Oh boy! Oh boy! How much Disney eradicated all the characters that we loved for decades, especially then the Holy Trinity, Luke, Han, and Leia. Well then, and then of course the Mandalorian came, which was a bright, a ray of bright light, a ray of, not Ray Palpatine, but a ray of light, a hope for many Star Wars fans, because initially it was made as, you know, a standalone story about a bounty hunter that is traveling through the universe and stumbles upon, you know, thanks to an assignment that he got, a job that he got, stumbles upon a youngling, a boy of the Master Yoda race, obviously. And so it was very well made, the first season. Everybody liked it, or most people did anyway. And then there was the second season, and, you know, the ending with Luke Skywalker saving, you know, everybody from, you know, the Moff Gideon and the Dark Troopers, and that was a hint on what we all imagined Luke Skywalker to be in the future, you know, years after Return of the Jedi, this, you know, like the strongest Jedi in the universe, just single-handedly eradicating an entire troop of Dark Troopers. And then, of course, even those most who really... Oh, I mean, not all of them. Let us be honest. I almost said something that wasn't true. A lot of people then, of course, got their eyes opened, and then the rest of the people who have got a little bit of brains in their minds have got their eyes opened. When they continued with the Book of Boba Fett, which of course they needed to make partially about the Mandalorian and Grogu. And they revealed what they really wanted to do with Luke Skywalker. It wasn't as, you know, fascinating as we all thought to be. And then there was the entire debacle around Boba Fett and what they made him into. And of course, they needed to get rid of his helmet. And then when the Mandalorian, in the latter episodes, they just included, well, not included, but it just, included a plot hole upon a plot hole upon a plot hole. One of all that just comes up my mind is the helmet thing. When, of course, it was built on the fact that, the Mandalorian, the main character, Din Djarin, is based on, this entire creed of his life when he, can't remove his helmet. But then, of course, the actor who portrayed the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, he just wouldn't have it. He needed to show his face because he's the star now. So they removed his helmet multiple times. And then the latest season of The Mandalorian was just a complete and utter disaster. I've got reviews of those episodes on my channel. I mean, going as slow as including Lizzo in Star Wars was something that a lot of people couldn't stomach. And just all in all, the quality of the show just from season 1 to season 3 went extremely down. And so I see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to revive this excitement for this, well, quote-unquote franchise. Because let's be honest, The Mandalorian is quite objectively the most popular of the Disney Star Wars products. It is that which most people liked. Because quite understandably, quite objectively, the rest is shite and very divisive material, of course. There's this camp of normal people who just, love the original trilogy, and I will always fight for the prequels, come on. And people love the prequels. Definitely more people love the prequels now when compared to what Disney did. And then the other side is people who, for some strange reason, defend even those worst of Disney things that they did to Star Wars, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, which I still consider to be the worst Star Wars that Disney made. And some people will fight me. They will say, "Oh no, it's actually the Rise of the Skywalker or the Last Jedi." Well, I will just always say it's Obi-Wan Kenobi, him being one of my favorite characters, and Qui-Gon Jinn being definitely my favorite character of all time from Star Wars. And look what they did to him, made him a Force ghost, even though he really shouldn't have been a visible Force ghost, because he couldn't have learned, to make himself visible. But that's not the matter of the video here. The matter of the video is that they are making The Mandalorian and Grogu into a live-action film, and the short report from the official Star Wars website is here. The Mandalorian and Grogu are embarking on a new adventure to movie theaters. Directed by Jon Favreau and produced by Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni, The Mandalorian and Grogu will go into production in 2024. So these names, a lot of people have been calling Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, the saviors of the Star Wars franchise, and they have been crapping all over Kathleen Kennedy, and they have been saying that, Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy, they are, against each other in a, constant civil war within Lucasfilm, and that Dave Filoni is the disciple of George Lucas, and oh my gosh, look at them, they are working together. So, I and some of my friends, they have been saying that for longer than I did, because I am not ashamed to admit my own mistakes. I have been fooled, for a little bit as well by The Mandalorian. I will happily admit that we all make mistakes, and I will be true to it. I will accept it, and I will wear it forever, because that will only mean that I am a human, and I like being a human. And so, yeah, for example, my dear friend Stig, yeah, of course, you called it. This is a shout out. If you got here to this timestamp of 9 minutes, kudos to you, and yeah, hail to you, Stig. And it continues, I have loved telling stories set in the rich world that George Lucas created, said Favreau. The prospect of bringing the Mandalorian and his apprentice Grogu to the big screen is extremely exciting. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have ushered into Star Wars two new and beloved characters, and this new story is perfect fit for the big screen, added Kathleen Kennedy, the president of Lucasfilm. The Mandalorian and Grogu will lead Lucasfilm's ongoing feature development slate, including films helmed by Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. Isn't that the chick that is going to do the Rey films, who said that females will annihilate men? Something like that. James Mangold and Dave Filoni, who is also currently developing Ahsoka Season 2, among those in the works. This is the way. Yeah. No. Do you know what I did? I sold most of my Star Wars action figures. I sold all of my Marvel action figures. I sold all of my Marvel Legends. I sold all of my DC Direct. I sold all of my McFarlanes that made DC. And I sold a lot of my Black Series Star Wars action figures. Although I'm still a Star Wars fan, I will still, keep my Hot Toys and Sideshow collectibles, but no, thank you very much. I mean, this tiredness, this fatigue, it has reached even the biggest of the fans. Alright then, let me know in the comments down below what you think, and that'll be all. Thank you very much for watching, and may the Force be with you.